Hello Texans, and welcome back to another episode of Texan Sports Minute. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the basketball team's season finales and how they did in the LC tournament. Softball had an explosive conference series in New Mexico and an exciting matchup with three of the best teams in the nation. The baseball team swept their non-conference opponent and had an interesting matchup against West Texas A&M and familiar foe, the University of St. Mary's. Tennis had a Division I face-off and had two LC conference matchups since our last episode. Let's start things off with softball. The Texan softball team have played a slew of games since we last met. The Texans would win their LSC series against Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds. Although the Texans dropped the first match 7-6 in Port Tails, they blasted the Greyhounds defense in the next two, winning 17-1 the second game and 11-3 in the third to take the series win overall. The Texans would then host a 7-game homestand, all of which were against ranked opponents. The Texans would start things off against the third-ranked St. Mary's Rattlers. Although they dropped the first game 5-0, the Texans would show St. Mary's their resiliency. The second game, the Texans were down by 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th before catcher Nika Wood blasted a 3-run homer to walk the Texans off for the 5-4 victory. The girls have no time to waste before going against another top 10 ranked team, the West Texas A&M Lady Buffs. The Texans would finish the first two games of the series and only lose the third by 1 run to ultimately win the series. The Texans would end their home stretch against the 22nd ranked Lubbock Christian Lady Chaparrals. The Texans would play a doubleheader and come away with a win in both matchups. The Texans have won 7 of the last 10 and look to add to the record in Lawton, Oklahoma as they take on Cameron University. The Texan baseball team played an 8-game home stretch since our last episode. These home games were good and bad for the Texans. Things were good for the Texans when they hosted the Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. The Texan bats lifted them to their first win over the Lions, scoring 13 runs against the opposing defense. After that, the Texan gloves would take over for the final 3 games, allowing only 4 Lions run, including a shutout in the second game to sweep the 4-game series. The next series wouldn't go as well for the Texans, as they hosted the Texas A&M Buffaloes here in Stephenville. The Texans and the Buffaloes split the first 2 games of the series, as the Buffs took the first game 5-3, but the Texans took the second 9-4. After the win, the Texans wouldn't get another against the Buffaloes as they won the third game 10-4 and the fourth 13-4 to win the series overall. Last night, though, the Texans played the St. Mary Rattlers for the 5th time so far this season. The Texans came in the lone game of the night, 3-4 against the Rattlers, and last night made it 4-5. The Texans were down 2-0 in the 8th before a 6-run inning which featured a grand slam by Dylan Lemons led to the Texans' 6-2 win. The Texans are 12-5 so far this season and will look to add to their record tomorrow in Lawton, Oklahoma as they take on Cameron University. The Texan tennis team have been doing great so far this season. After hitting a speed bump against Division I Abilene Christian University, they bounced back in a big way against LSC rival UTPB. The Texans head to Abilene to take on the Wildcats, but unfortunately wouldn't bring home the win. The only match win of the day would come from Luisa Ferraro-Altos in singles before falling 6-1 to the Wildcats. The Texans would easily shake off the loss, however, when they took on the University of Texas Permian Basin. The Texans would play well in doubles as they have all season. The Texan pairs swept the Falcons, and they would keep the momentum going into singles as they only lost 1 match during the overall 8-1 win. Unfortunately, the next conference matchup for the Texans didn't go as well. The 21st ranked Midwestern Mustangs proved too much as they won every match of the day. The Texans kept things close throughout their matchups in doubles and singles, but the Lady Mustangs edged them out in all 9 matchups to earn the win. The Texan basketball team shocked the entire conference at the LSC Championship Tournament. The Texans had dropped 3 of their last 4 games going into the tournament, but it was still good enough to earn them the 5th seed. What they did with that spot, though, was all that mattered. The Texans made short work of A&M Commerce in the first round, and the same to A&M Kingsville in the semis, which would send them all the way to the championship game against rival Angelo State. Things wouldn't start off as well as they wanted to. The Texans were down by as much as 17 points in the game, but battled back to eventually down defending LSC champions 80-78 and earned the 8th seed in the NCAA tournament. The Texans will face off against the first seed Colorado State Pueblo Thunderwolves for the 2nd time this season tomorrow in Pueblo, Colorado. The Texan basketball team beat the San Angelo State Rams on February 11th in front of a national audience and sold out Wisdom Gym, but shockingly haven't won a game since. The Texans had only lost 3 games coming into the matchup, and since then have lost 4 straight. Even with the losing skid, the Texans still earned the 2nd seed in the LC tournament, which pinned them against the Angelo State Rams for the 2nd time in less than a month. The Rams and Texans were close the entire game, which ended up going into overtime. The Texans would battle but eventually lose in the opening round 85-82. Despite these losses, the Texans were still chosen to participate in the NCAA regional tournament for the 8th straight season. The Texans will travel to Golden, Colorado, where they'll take on the Fort Lewis College Skyhawks this Saturday. Well, that's all the sports Tarleton can play in a week. Tune in next time for even more action. Signing off is Channing Flatt.